What is up, guys? Wraith here, Gray Bearded Gaming Society. We are finally back in action. I realize it's been quite a while since we've managed to show up here. So I actually forgot to mention a couple weeks ago we were doing some traveling. So we were traveling during the week and weekend, so we didn't have a video 2 weekends ago. And then this past weekend, I decided to come down with a wicked, nasty little head cold that basically installed a brick somewhere between my eyes and my ears, and was basically the equivalent of 2 ear infections and going blind at the same time, which was outstanding. I couldn't even walk around. I was kind of sensitive to light and getting dizzy, so I just stayed in bed for several days. So, but we are back. We are back in action. We actually just logged into a really beat up lizard that we helped put back together. But we're gonna go on a little bit of an adventure today. We don't have any buffs, which is fine. I don't know if there's anybody hanging around out here. Haven't been online very long, so we're gonna go check out. But basically what we are going to do, so go and mend up, get ourselves full. Let's get the plan on paper here. So what we are going to do is we are gonna head across the over there. We're gonna head back to Warslick's Woods. However, this time, instead of doing like what we've done in the past, where we've gone to, say, Brutes or the Giant Fort, we are going to swing around and go north. But instead of hanging the hard right to the Brutes, on the left I should say, we're going to go into these goblins, and we're going to try out some of this goblin action, and we're going to see if we can't spawn. Now that we've got a few extra levels, we're going to see what we can do about can we spawn the named goblin and get ourselves a spiffy earring piece. No, we are going to do, and I will say everybody that we're not going to cut straight across, obviously, because there's the big gaping chasm in the middle, which would be all bad, and we don't want to dip too far around to the other side closer to Frontier. I think that would just be non-stop aggro, pretty much on tap. We're actually going to come back around this way, head back towards the fort, follow the beach side around, and sneak up on it from that side. So we're going to save everybody the trip, because there's going to be nothing too fantastical, obviously, about that. And we'll catch up with everybody probably halfway-ish into Warslick's, I think-ish. Stick around, guys. Like I said, the voice is not 100% there yet. You probably, well, there you go. Now I'm sniffling, gives it away. But that's the plan. That's the strategy for today. Not necessarily even worried about experience. I'm sure we'll get a little bit, but we're actually hoping for some spiffy upgrades. And again, I think the last time we tangled with this guy, I'm trying to remember what level we were, and he really put a wallop on us. And you know, I'm thinking this time, I think we're going to be in much better shape this time around. I do believe to handle this. So stick around, guys. We're going to make the mad dash and see about getting ourselves a spiffy upgrade. All right, gang, we are here. Goblin country. So one thing we do know, like a lot of these guys are going to be green to us. We will have to deal with quite a bit of shamany goodness. So we might go blind randomly. I'm sure there'll be some spells. I think so long as we, you know, take our time, we get them on the back foot, I think we'll be fine. I think the big shtick for us really is just making sure that we don't let ourselves get overwhelmed with too many goblins at once, which of course is a goblin's speciality, of course, which is just overrunning everybody. But I think from everything that I've looked at, everything that I've read, maybe these guys aren't quite as big as I thought they were, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I don't have to fight nonstop every day all the time. Right now, I'm here for loot. Uh-oh. There might be somebody else here. I see little dead guys all over the place. So let's check it out. Basically, what I had done my homework that's basically said this guy can spawn anywhere in here. And that, well, and there's a dead one right there. I think, is there anybody here? Do we do this? Are we going to do? Yes, we are. I mean, I don't see anybody around. Trying to figure out what's going on here. But yeah, so basically what I had figured out, or what I had read, was that the best way to get him to spawn was to just take out all the goblins here, which somebody's already obviously been doing. So, I mean, I know the earring, you can pile on the earring. Oh, there's a Bardy person. And they've got another one hot on their heels. How big of a Bardy person? They've got another Grax the Destroyer right there. Oh yeah, that's a bigger Bardy person. They are going to have no problem handling this. So, yeah, let's see if we can communicate with this guy back and forth. We'll check back in a second. Maybe we can beat up guys across the thing. I don't want to get in this guy's way. He's probably here for loots. So let's try to be the good guy here, not loot stuff without much I really want to. We'll be right back. All right, so we are officially back in action. So the bard guy that was here, he was actually exactly what he was doing, was going off the rails, killing the whole camp, trying for earrings himself. Well, earrings, totems, anything else you get your hands on, right? Because you got alts, you got anybody else who can make some cash. But then at the same time, the some of the guy's stuff is like lore. So if you look at him, like when I can check him out, like I almost guarantee you that he's got the gloves on. We actually have a pair of gloves already from one of the other ones that the guy dropped, because again he was able to pull the entire camp at a time, because you can have multiples of this guy up at a time. He can spawn in any one of the goblin spots. So I don't think we're going to be able to obviously take the whole camp like that guy would, especially not at this level. But you know, we'll be able to get a little bit something done. The other thing too, of course, is we need to you know, see how we do against him. He is quite a bit stronger than any of his little friends. And then there's a second guy who can spawn in here, but I believe he's just for some kind of quest, like he drops his tongue or something. But like I said, the common loot on, and again, I keep trying. I mean, Gracanist the destroyer of goblins. I don't know. We're you know, he can spawn in any one of these spots. You can have multiples up at the same time, which is kind of cool. He's got quite a big loot table. So this guy actually aggroed. So let's see if we wanted to. There's been a couple that we've killed that have actually been big enough to get experience. Like, the big thing is we don't want to get swarmed. We want to keep our eyes on these clowns, of course, because they can, you know, thankfully they're all lower level than us, but they can put some pretty nasty debuffs on us that we just don't want to really have to deal with. I figure mostly what we'll do, though, is we'll just kind of kill stuff in an area where we can easily keep tabs on, and hope that we get, ooh, what is that? Ah, that's crap. In hopes that we can get kind of respawn. Like, if this was one of the other guys that he killed, yes, I mean, gloves, the XR scaled gloves, and I'm pretty sure that will be on the other one as well, because while the totem is lore as well, the totem, I think, is listed as like an ultra rare. So you just don't see a lot of those running around. But I figured we would just kind of go through this area, beat these guys up, and see, you know, what we can come up with. I mean, you know, free loot is free loot, and if we get lucky enough to get a spiffy earring, very hard to complain about that. That's trash. I'm not going to worry about grabbing that either. But yeah, I mean, there's lots of roamers everywhere. That is only what this camp that's crazy. That's where with the bard, it's a pair of gloves? Yep, pair of gloves. All right. Like I said, we already have a pair in our inventory, so we were just sitting there talking to Roadrunners. Like, it's a very, very friendly guy. So we kind of started up conversations like, hey, you know, you here farming earrings, blah, blah. And we just kind of chatted back and forth about what was going on. I actually forgot these guys can drop a bunch of gems, so if nothing else, maybe we can make a little bit of cash tonight doing this. But I don't expect a whole lot of competition in the area, except for the people obviously here after earring drops, because it's still worth a pretty penny. But I think as far as selling, I think the thing still sells for like 1,200, 1,500 plat. I mean, it's, you know, not a bad price. And if we can save ourselves that money by just getting one to drop for ourselves, that would just be cool. Again, we're in that weird stage where we can't quite pull a ton of them, Plumbing plus we're a monk. It's not like we can area effect wave them down or anything weird like that. But we can't, we won't get really much experience. We'll make some loot. We'll keep tabs on, you know, well, obviously we'll have to trash a bunch of stuff at the same time. But we'll, like I said, we'll see how we do. And hopefully I'll be checking in here next time with us, maybe fighting us our first named, and seeing if we can get some loot of our own. So stick around. Let's see how we do. It's pretty fast spawn time here, so shouldn't keep people waiting too long. Stick around, guys. Hopefully we'll be back when we're fighting our first destroyer of goblins. Alright guys, we are checking in. We got another spawn cycle going on here. We have had no luck in spawning our own Grackness, the destroyer of goblins. But that's just for tonight. We're probably going to call it for tonight. We have actually been at this for quite a while. I've been actually surprised. Time flies. We didn't get a ton of love. We've been pitching coppers and silvers overboard like gangbusters. We pitched a couple hundred gold already just to keep weight down. We're getting all kind of gems and everything. Nothing really substantial loot-wise. The big thing right now is we're just going to wait for this spawn cycle to see if we get one in this cycle, perhaps. Maybe we get lucky. Basically, we've been kind of tic-tacking here. Then we go here. We get this guy over here. There's a roamer or two that jumps around. And then the guy's in the middle. Guys, we got him. We got him. We do have mend up. So that's what we're going to try to do here. We're going to try to buzz over this side. He's probably going to aggro us. Right through the wall. There we go. We got ourselves Grackness the Destroyer. Ow. Not supposed to do that. Let's see how we do now. I know this guy's going to soak some damage, which is fine. The big thing we got to watch out for is that he doesn't just... Oh, no. That's not fair. Alright. Oh. Now we're going to have to wait for a full reset. Yeah. I don't know where this turd came from. Boo. And we're slowed to boot. We don't dare try to get that guy when we're debuffed, because that'll just go horribly wrong for us. Let's just get this guy out of the way entirely. I mean, I'm expecting it to be a tough fight. We're going to need all of our goodies. Don't do this. Alright, thank you. It's going to be a tough fight. Like I said, and this guy, I can already tell, this is probably one of the guys going to be big enough to give us some experience here. Going to set us back even further. Appreciate you. Oh, give me a break. Come on. I'm going to be so disappointed if somebody swoops in because they're cooler than us. Just like, hey, look, a name. Crack, crack. Oh, for crying out loud. Alright. So we back off. Get a semi-sort of safe-ish spot here. Let's bind wound. Let's get ourselves put back together. Let's wait for mend and everything to respawn. Let's go at this with the best possible that we can. I'm not going to make you guys sit there and wait for that. We know right where he's at now. So none of these other guys want to mess with us. We are going to try to keep, because again, he's right. No! Oh no, we got somebody moving in on our guy. Alright, so we're just going to team up on this thing. I'm going to give this guy the camp afterwards, because again, we were thinking about heading out anyway. The guy was nice enough that he's like, just group up. Doesn't want somebody else to snatch him. And since, again, I did tell him I was kind of on my way out anyway. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so let's see. Can we get lucky? Well, there's the totem, but the gloves. We are going to take the totem. We'll thank him for his help. Alright, gang. Day 2. So we've settled back in at the camp. We've actually beaten everybody here. So 0 complaints there. We're actually not even messing around with a bunch of these roamers. We're just going for the guys in the tents, so they're easier to track and we don't get snuck up on by a potentially lethal adversary. We've done a couple rounds of just killing things in the tents and trying to set our spawn up. So here we go again. Let's see if we can spawn us a destroyer of goblins. Alright, gang. Well, we've been on quite the drought, unfortunately, for a while here, where we just even haven't seen a spawn. But, you know, we've made about 10% of a level. Most of that has just been through the very few guys who do actually give us experience. We've got all kinds of random loot drops, mostly gems. We pitch, you know, just about anything else we get, just because we don't want to be weighed down any more than we are. We did get the gloves. We did get the totem. We have not seen our magic little earring yet. Now, what's been kind of interesting this time around too is what we have seen is there's been, you know, a couple of these things where I've handled them. Like, it's a tough fight. The guy is a tough fight. He definitely soaks up a lot of damage. He has a lot more hit points than all of his friends, and still has the capability of hitting, you know, decently hard. But then I ran into one time around who just, I mean, he whooped me off. He whooped me kind of bad, and honestly, if not for the other monk running around the area, I probably wouldn't have been able to get him. Because there's been another monk, and we've kind of had a loose deal. He's basically working on faction, and if he gets any spawns, he basically kites them over to me, and we fight, and like so, like it was meant to be. The guy proves my point. So let's go figure this guy's going to fight back and give us a world of hurt when we're looking right at the name that we've been after here. But like I said, that guy's after faction, so he's been and he's about got this guy handled, I think. But he's been bringing the destroyers to me when he finds them, for me giving him the rest of the camp. So let's see what we get from this guy. We'll see, could we get so lucky? It's probably still going to be his. Yep. But that pretty much tells you what you need to know. He's like, meh. It's the gloves. But nothing but the gloves so far. But we're probably going to make a couple more rounds, guys. Like I said, we've done a little bit of experience. Nothing spectacular. But it has, you know, it's been worth it. It's been a fun adventure. Just different than, it has been different than, you know, just straight grinding experience. So we'll stick around for a little bit longer, see what we can get, and then we'll punch out from here. But stick around, we'll put an end cap on this one in just a little while. Well, that just happened, gang. We apparently thought we hit the button, didn't hit the button. We were fighting another destroyer. For whatever reason, he decided to wander off near the edge. We wandered after him. He popped back up. I fell off and fell to my death. So now I got to figure out how to get back to my corpse. How to get to my corpse, which is all the way down this cliff face now. So this could be all kinds of interesting and comical. So stick around as we go from the Grakenus the Destroyer adventure onto Let's Recovering Our Corpse in Coon Arc while standing in Freeport adventure. Yay! Alright, gang. So there we have it. We are back. Huge shout outs to Mufany the Druid from Dol-E-Ock, who not only gave me a port, but an invis, and a sow, and a lev, so she could drop me off safely in Skyfire Mountains. It's the closest port so I could run across. And then just a huge, absolute gigantic shout-outs to Dolioc, who's the other monk that I've just been hanging out with today, that I don't know if either one of you watch my videos or on my channel. I probably should do a better job of selling it, but it's been a blast to hang out today. Like I said, he's been mostly working on faction, and I've been trying to get the items when he's been pulling the extra names to me. You know, it's just been, he actually pulled my corpse back up because that's the cliff I fell off of, right there. Yep. I was following the named. He dipped down and popped right back up. I dipped down and did not pop right back up and fell to my death. After a very long drawn-out battle, I mean, I was low on health anyway, but there was, yeah, that sucked. So we are now down to 3 lives on the challenge. But we did not lose our level, so we're still level 37. Where it's probably time for us to get back to working on some leveling instead of just some loot. I'm going to stick around and see if we get a spawn in this next round, just to see, and then we will probably go try to find a new place to EXP instead of just getting some loot. Again, at least we did get enough to pad our level, so we didn't lose our level when we went skydiving. But, you know, I think we're going to go ahead and call it with that, guys. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to find anybody to res this little corpse because there was nobody around. And the rent-a-res, dial-a-res, whoever those people, getting somebody out there to be a pain in the butt, probably not worth the cash. So I think we're going to go ahead and call it an adventure for this week, guys. As always, if you like what we're doing, please don't forget to like, comment, slap that subscribe button down below. We do love to hear from you. If you've got any ideas where we could go get some awesome experience, or, you know, experience with loot, whatever, I'm game. You know, I think we're just ready to give up experience, or rather just loot for a combination. But yeah, until next time, guys, stay safe, stay distant, stay in EverQuest, and we will catch you guys next week. Night, guys.